Hi, in this video I'm gonna show you a way how to create interactive lists in Harmony. So, for example, if you have a list of products from Product Hunt, and this list is living inside data here. And usually this is something that you don't have to do if you have a front-end developer that is working with you in Harmony. He will plug in the data for you inside Harmony, so you can just see it here in the data tree. So yeah, I just did this. I have some mock data here, and what I want to do is I want to make this upvote and downvote functionality. So if I'm gonna go to my layout, voting, I have an arrow based after, and I want to make this I want to make this upvote and downvote functionality. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create two layouts, so I can add, I can put my buttons inside these layouts. Copy, paste after, and I'm gonna paste this inside, and I'm gonna paste this inside, and I'm gonna call this upvote, and I'm gonna call this downvote. And because the whole thing is so small, so instead of 60bx I'm gonna make it 80bx times 80bx, so I have enough space. And what I'm gonna do is when I click here, I want to increase vote, and when I click here I want to decrease the vote. So here I'm gonna set an on-click action and call it increase, and here I'm gonna set an on-click action and call it decrease. And I'm gonna delete this one because I think I don't need it. Or yeah, let's maybe, anyways, I'm gonna delete this one. And I wanna, usually it's best practice to have, if you have an action inside a component, to put these actions inside it. So I'm gonna drag a JavaScript action and put it here, and another JavaScript action and put it here. And the way you do this is, in order to make these actions work, is you have to, when you click upvote, I called an increase endpoint. I called an increase action. So here I will call this increase, and here I will call this decrease. And inside increase, what I want to do is when I go to my data, node, post, votes count, I want to increase this votes count. So this votes count is living under my data, under posts, under, yeah, so you have data, node, posts, votes count. So this, we can just say this dot binding dot data dot node data dot node dot post dot votes count dot post dot votes count plus equal 1, which means increase my votes count by 1. But this will not work because this dot binding dot data refers to the whole data, and I don't want to refer to the whole data. I want to refer to my input. So when When I'm clicking here, this is my input. When I'm here, this is an input. Here, this is an input. Here, this is an input. So the input means is basically where you're currently at in the list. So if you are here in list item number 2, though this is called input in Harmony. If you are in list item number 8, though this is also called input. So the way I'm gonna do this is, and instead of this dot binding dot data, I will say this dot binding dot input. And let's see if this is gonna work. Action increase does not exist. Why is this? Increase and decrease. I'm gonna click save, and here on click I'm going and calling increase, and here I'm calling decrease, and maybe I don't need to use binding. I just need to use this dot input and click save, and it works. Now it increases. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this thing and paste it in decrease and say this dot input dot node dot post dot votes count minus equal 1, which will decrease it. And I'm gonna click run statement. I'm gonna click save. So when I click up, it increases. When it somehow doesn't work. Why downvote doesn't work? Yeah, because let's click save. Let's make sure it works. This dot input dot node dot post dot votes count minus equal 1, and let's make sure they are named correctly. Let's click save, and yeah, it works. It decreases and it increases, and yeah, that's it. Basically, if you want to make this thing interactive. So an example for this, if you have if you are an e-commerce site and you are adding items to cart, you can use the same very component to increase the number of items in the cart and decrease it. So yeah, that's it basically. You can also, like, instead of increasing by 1, you can increase by 2 or decrease by 2 or any number. And if you do this, you can just, and it goes to negative, and this is not ideal. You don't want this to be negative. So the way you do this is this dot input dot votes dot count you need to make a check here. So the way you make a check is you add a question mark. So you say larger than 0. If it's larger than 0, then you should use then you say this dot input dot node dot votes dot post dot votes dot count minus equal to or 0. So what this says is that if it's larger than 0, you can increase the number of voting, but if it's already 0, then let's make it 0 and don't increase and don't decrease it anymore. So I click run statement, click save. Let's go to the other one. Yeah, that's because I'm decreasing by 2. But if I'm just decreasing by 1, it should work. And then, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.